Baptist actress actually. This is the neon tradition. Neon!
I didn't know that he was talking about me, and since, I mean, like, why should I even bother doing this now? He just told you all about what I'm gonna do. The only part that I think was that I thought had anything close to myself was the part about telling you what I had for lunch, but I don't remember what I had for lunch today. I actually have some stuff written down here. I have a few true stories I'd like to tell. The first one's really depressing, but I want to share it because it made me cry. I was driving to school. I take a class in Lowell, so I was driving to my class on Monday night, and it was dark out, and I got onto the highway, and as soon as I got onto the highway, there were these two little raccoons that were hit by cars, and one of them was still alive. He was looking right at me, and his eyes were shining, you know, the way their eyes shine when they're in headlights and everything, and I cried the rest of the way to, I mean, I screamed, and I was afraid I was going to get into a car accident because of I couldn't see right, so like, and then I just started to think what it must have looked like to the raccoon if I thought it was bad for me. So I drew a little picture, and there was another one. I don't think it's funny. I think it's really sad here. I drew a picture of them, and there was another one over to the side that was like dead, or he wasn't moving, or something like that. But yeah, so I have somewhere here, I didn't, oh yeah, this is just something I just wrote. I'm not sure if it's good yet. I haven't tried reading it yet. I've been thinking a lot about evolution and life on other planets, and tentatively I've named this poem Cybercology, like cyber, like as in like electronic robots and that sort of thing, and ecology as in psychology, so like words you can like take apart and put back together again. Someone's been tampering with Earth's prime directive. When you record a tape over and over, the sound quality becomes affected. Like a warped bioprogram that makes more biohazards. Mortals are myths. Only fools worship others. The gods are retiring, and someone else must do their job. They don't want services, just apprenticeship. Most people won't believe any of this because just it's like dangerous, I guess, to the government or something like that. The rest of this, I just need to look at my notes here. Oh, I saw the greatest sign. There was in Harvard Square. There was outside this church that said, the sign said that the Christian Science Center was giving free lectures. It said free lecture tonight, and they had this little slot where they would say it was like interchangeable, and they could change it according to what the lecture was about. Free lecture on eternal punishment. I mean, like, how could you pass it up? A free lecture on eternal punishment. That reminds me of today. It's not nothing to do with it. It just reminds me. I watch all the afternoon talk shows. I don't know. They're more interesting than the soap operas. It seems like they're trying to accommodate the public because they put where soap operas used to be, they now have talk shows instead. So I figure that some people would rather have that either imaginary and watch other people like act it out, or they would just rather have people sit up there and tell you about all the terrible things that are going on in their lives. And today I noticed that the underlying theme of most of the talk shows was that people were just arguing over who has the lowest self-esteem. They were like, your self-esteem is low. No, your self-esteem is low. And they would just give all the reasons why. Oh, by the way, that's the end of the talk show. But by the way, I want to encourage everybody to support Frank Zappa if he really is running for president. That's what I heard, and it seems like a good idea, even though I do think George Bush is going to win again. You know, I'm not going to vote for him just because he's going to win. And I just think that, like, Frank Zappa might be the only person who could bring a lot of people who don't vote out of the closet. I'm one of them. I'm 20 now. I wasn't able to vote in the last election, but I'm not even registered now, so I don't know if it makes too much of a difference. I've been having a good day, but I'm going to read this depressing thing here because I haven't read it in a while, and I like to read some of my old stuff now and then. The reason I was getting up, I've been getting up here lately and just talking about stuff has been because I've been writing a lot of stuff, but it never really comes into anything that's really complete. So I just get lazy and I put my name on the slip, and then I can't think of anything I want to say, so I just get up and tell people how my week was. My week has been good. I've been out of Boston all week, but it's been good. I just got my shiatsu certificate, and I didn't even have to send in a transcript. And yeah, stuff has been good. So I'm going to read this called Building a Person from Scraps. People tend to think I'm done with this before I really am, so I don't know. I'll be done when I have one whole side of the page to read and then the other side, but I read pretty fast. That's sometimes good and sometimes not so good. I'll hide myself where I don't have to deal with anyone but me. I'll develop myself there, and then I'll see what the real person is like. You took me and twisted my psyche into many different shapes, and you didn't like what you did, so you tried to twist it back again. But you didn't allow for the chance that I might like what you made me into and not what you'd changed. I didn't ask you to work me over, and you won't wait for me to ask you to rework me, but you won't be disappointed in this because it isn't going to happen. You complain about the way I am. This is like the self-esteem argument on the talk show. You complain about the way I am, but you made me this way, and you're not even there yourself. You spent a lot of energy making me into what you thought I ought to be, and you didn't even realize that someday I would know who I want to be. Here is my sermon to you, from I who sit here trying to build a person out of the debris of a wrecked psyche from not too long ago. I find I can take this rubble and put it back together in a better way than you can ever imagine, and some of my own pieces in there as well. Pieces whose creation you had no part in. But wait, there's more. You saw these pieces and tried to make me think that you thought of and suggested them, but you didn't. I had too much pride to let you think I was doing something you wanted me to do, even if I wanted to do it anyway. I'm building a person from scraps, but you try to tear this person down because you're not the one who's building it. Oh yes, it was fine when I was struggling against some other they. Then you could unite with me against that they and snare my trust that way. When I'm through with my problem, you will be left there holding my trust like an egg that you will throw at someone just to make their life difficult. And I'll be left there on the surface, leaking out all over the place for anyone to see. Then you can say, look how this is. It is not right and shouldn't be this way. You will reach for the debris only to find that evolution has taken place. The egg has a tougher shell now, and if you could break it open, you wouldn't find what was there before. But you can't break it open because the egg is now a rock and will have to be thrown around again, this time to make your life a little uneasier. That isn't how it should be, but that's how it will be. You made me this way. So that's the end for real. Okay, it's a wonderful audience after the break. I used to try to go on before the break and yeah, so like everybody just sort of I guess recycle your glass bottles and watch out for raccoons if you drive cars, and watch out for